The name of our group is the Ballers.
The problem we're working to solve is to have a good basketball court for students and kids to play in, as the ones that we had before are like all torn up and messed up. So we want to get that fixed so people can come like to the school, which is a safe zone, to go ahead and play, and it could just be a friendly area to play in.
This issue is important to me because all the kids don't really have a place to play basketball outside. So we would just want them to have experience outside and play basketball.
They first came together, they couldn't really agree on anything, one wanted to do this, but what they all agreed on is that the community they wanted to help was our school. They didn't want to just do something in the city or the state or donate to a random foundation. They wanted to help the school. And they knew that they all needed a safe place to play, because a lot of times these parks aren't necessarily safe depending on what neighborhood they're in, or sometimes they're people don't take care of them, even though the Parks and Rec department does a really great job of trying to keep them safe and clean. And so what they decided they wanted to do was to make our school safe to play. So they actually put out a survey to the school for all the students to answer, and the most popular one that came back was basketball. Because our court out back, with plowing and things like that, the paint lines aren't even there anymore, and then all of the hoops actually got knocked over and they're destroyed.
Some of the stuff we've done to help is making a basketball game for a fundraiser, as that can give money into our cause, and it also allowed a lot of people, kids and teachers, to have fun just watching the game. And right now we're making a dodgeball game to once again fund it, and also have people just have fun and have something to look forward to in the school year.
We're getting the money to so we could buy a whole new hoop and try to find a new place to put it.
So it was a really great event where the community just came together for the kids. They raised over $1,000, and so now they are planning their second event, which is Staff for Student Dodgeball. And they're trying to make it even bigger. So this time, we actually asked the student council to pair up with us. So they're gonna be running things. The kids wanna do stuff like face paint and a 50-50 raffle, the concession stand again. We're trying to do as much as we can to not only raise money for their fundraiser, but also showcase the community and why it's important to make Memorial that better space for them.
The skills I'm learning about being a part of this group is doing a lot of group work and communicating a lot.
I'm learning how to manage business and how to fundraise and how to kind of just make something of my own. I think it's important to get involved in the community because everybody matters a lot and everybody deserves to have something fun to do.
I think it's important to get involved in our community because it can help out a lot of people, and we never know what someone's going through, so we could help a lot.
I think kids who get involved want to be there, right? If you want kids to be engaged in school, they have to want to be there. And when they get a say in that buy-in from them, they want to be there. When you do these fun events and they get to see teachers as people and get the community involved, it makes them take pride in themselves and in their school and their community. And so giving them these opportunities is how you do that.
Well, I've worked for the 21st Century program before with the summer camp and some other in-school programs, and it's always such a great program to work for because they do such a great job making learning fun, and they're always doing just the most innovative, because after school, you've been at school all day, you want to make things fun, and whenever I visit, I'm always really happy to see that all the kids are engaged and just having a good time. So this is the comic book club, and they had just finished a project about vaping, and they went on field trips to look at their community and get inspiration for creating a narrative around storytelling and what they wanted to say about vaping.
We created the comics to show people why vaping's bad. We're mainly hoping that the comics just help the community somewhere.
The problem is important to me because I don't want to see kids or people smoking or vaping because it could hurt them in different ways. We're giving out the comic books to the Fitchburg community to help the vaping stop. Because I've been noticing that people have been smoking and vaping a lot lately, and I think it's really bad.
A lot of the kids saw that, there was like negative aspects to it. And also we talked a lot about the advertising and how things are being pushed in a way that they can seem cool and really easy to fall into those kinds of things if you're not understanding the language that's pushing them. So we kind of used art to kind of dissect that and then told the story about it. So they all were able to kind of share their viewpoint. Now they're going to share that with the community too, which is great.
We went on field trips to places, and we went inside stores and took pictures of like tobacco and vaping and smoke and places where they have it and why we shouldn't buy it.
What's really great about this program is they actually got everything printed, like really printed. And I remember when I was a kid, and like you can draw on like printer paper and whatever as much as you want, but to see something actually get like bound and print is such a, I can't even describe that feeling. It's like you made something, like you made a tangible object that you can then share. And it's not so much like a, piece of paper that you're like afraid to share because you're like, oh, this is just for me. Like I just made this because, it's fun for me. When you make it real like that, it's a lot easier to share with the community. And that's what art is all about. It's communication. So yeah, they went ahead and printed it and made it real.
I mean, I've learned like how to like communicate better and like just like be better in like the community.
The reason why they should be involved in this community because they should know why tobacco and vaping and smoking is really bad.
A lot of times with art, it's a way of not feeling alone. So whether you're listening to a song or a book or looking at a piece of art that everyone has had that experience before where you feel seen by a piece of art. And I guess the community is just one big piece of art. When you have forums to express yourself and be open about who you are and create spaces like this where people can come together and like share interests and express themselves, then nobody feels alone. And there's always a little bit of that, but the more we fight to have spaces like this and programs like this, people can express themselves, and that just makes a tighter knit community, and there's only good that can come from that. So.
The group I'm a part of is the Wildlife Helpers. We did this project for like helping animals. We were raising money for them, so it could be like they have some care and love with it too.
I hoped to help like animals that like might not have like everything they need, like a house, food, water, toys. So we just wanted to raise money for animals that need that.
It's important to me because I like to help others because it makes me feel nice, and then it also lets me know that I'm helping.
It shows me how much you could take care of the world, and it also shows kindness, and I like kindness because like it makes me feel good about it, and like it shows other people like some love, and this group has a lot of that, and it's like a community kind of, so that's why I joined. So there's this beaver named Nibby. She was on the road by herself, like with no one, only a few years old, and the helpers saw that she was abandoned and came to like help out and take her in so they could give her support.
The beaver's from Massachusetts, and when we researched it, it said that her name was Nibby the beaver, and she was Massachusetts Diva Beaver.
We did a school store in the cafeteria during the morning time, during breakfast. So students would buy something from our store, and then we would use that money to give it to Newhouse Wildlife Rescue.
Well, what we use the action plan for is we use it to plan out what we're gonna do, and we use it to present it to others, and so to help them to understand, but then also so that we get something for like to start the fundraiser.
I was like part of the organization, so like basically like I wrote the timeline and like smart budgets and kind of like raising like the numbers to like raise money and stuff, like how much it should cost.
I think other kids should be a part of youth ventures so they can learn about responsibility and, like I said, how not everything works your way, and that you sometimes need to change like what you need to do, like how we we were showing the people like our plan for our group, we had to change some things, and not everything that we wanted to do was gonna be what we did, because it didn't work or we didn't have enough time or enough money.
It's important to help my community because like in the future, it's gonna improve the community even more.
It makes me feel happy and like makes me feel like good with myself, because it makes me think, oh, I helped the community and I helped to make things better.
The Lifesavers is a group where we were doing a tiny art show so that kids that didn't have art supplies at home could do some art and show it.
I gave art supplies because it was a kind thing to do. And I can meet people I haven't met before. I decided to be a part of it to be kind to other people.
Today we're having the tiny art show. The stuff that's being presented at the art show is a bunch of kids' art that they created from the supplies that we provided.
We got money to buy canvases and some paint with some paint brushes, and they using it to make a art out there. We're gonna walk around with raffle tickets, and if we find our art we like, we're gonna put the raffle tickets next to the art. They win free tickets to the art museum.
I've learned along the way that it's kind and fun to help out.
We like helping out because we like being kind, and we also like giving kids chances.
So Youth Venture has been such an important part of our after-school program, our 21st century after-school program. I think what I did with the students is we talked about, something that we care about, like what is something that we can make an impact on in our community. And when I talked to the students about what their passions were, they talked about art and how they really enjoy art and that they would like to help other kids also be able to access art. So we did a research project, and we interviewed students. We had a survey that the students created that we sent out, and students were able to kind of tell us what they liked about art, what type of art they liked, and from the results of that, that's where we just came up with the Tiny Art Show. This opportunity, this project has helped to bring other groups that we have in our after-school program. I also have the opportunity to create something. So as part of this Tiny Art Show, we have a dance group that's going to perform tonight, and without really creating this community or environment, they might not have been able to do that. So we're really excited to have them do that, and it's kind of, I think, how Youth Venture and having that long-lasting impact, we've been able to really become like a family here, a really nice community where we have trust and students have the confidence to be able to do this type of thing.
Our name is Fun Fitness Panthers. The problem that we're working to solve is getting better gym equipment for Rheingold Elementary School because they need new gym equipment.
The gym teacher is trying to have a after-school program about gym and stuff, and we just want the kids in gym to have better equipment. We decided to do this venture because when we went to Rheingold last year, we saw that all the gym equipment were torn, ripped apart, and worn. We are looking to repair the gymnastic mats, the dodgeballs, and the pool noodles.
Some skills I'm learning from this experience is communicating better, learning how to type more because you have to send out emails, and just learning how to collaborate more.
I found that it's fun to work in a team.
Some challenges that we have faced so far has been picking out how we are going to make the money
and how we're going to get the donations. We're planning to tape our principal to the wall and for $5 an arm's length of tape. And another idea we had was to have a field day for the younger kids. It is important to help our community because it helps make your community a better place.
It makes me feel good to make a difference because I know I'm doing something good for the community.
I'm part of the McKay Helpers, and I chose this team because I wanted to help the community. I want everyone to be like happy and healthy and stuff.
We were planning a food drive, so we had to separate into 3 teams. Our teams had different jobs to do, like there was the finance team. They had to do budgeting and had to save money. And like the marketing team had to make flyers and Google Docs about the announcements and the posters.
We had every class donate because we wanted the whole school to participate so then they could help too.
A lot of people are homeless and we just want to help them out by getting them food. It is important to me because the homeless need food, and I feel bad that because their kids are hungry and babies and they need to eat.
So we worked hard. We made posters, we made flyers, we did an announcements.
As soon as we announced it, probably the next day, people started bringing a lot of food, cans of food, and during the whole week. And yeah, when we finished and we started collecting them today, there was a lot of food. So I guess a lot of people loved doing that.
We're collecting all the food from the classrooms, and then whoever wins gets an ice cream party.
The school was excited to help with the food drive. What I've enjoyed most about being in this venture is that we get to all do teamwork and we get to work together to make something for the school.
It makes me feel about helping my community proud because we might be famous, but the most thing that we want is to be helpful to our community.
Sharing is caring, and donating to people is nice to help our community and make it a better place.
So you just met the McKay Helpers, and they've been working really hard on finalizing their food drive. As you saw today, they were just collecting everything from all the classrooms. Right now they're tallying it up, running through the expiration dates, and tomorrow they're going to announce the winners, and then in a couple weeks they're going to have their ice cream party.
I think Youth Venture is important in schools because it shows the kids how they can be empowered to do their own thing and to change someone's point of view of different topics that their friends are dealing with, what they're dealing with, and it also gives them a real sense of community and pride.
Other things like organization, they have the organization team, the marketing, the finance. I'm sure they haven't really done a lot of that, so it was nice to get them introduced to that, especially as they go on to middle school and just grow up. I feel like those are key things to know.
The changes I've seen with kids in the Youth Venture program really is confidence. I think that it's public speaking, it's asking for donations, it's telling people what they're passionate about, and I think that that's one of the things that I would say really helps, I've seen help them grow.
Tonight we're at our spring showcase for Youth Venture, and all of the kids have these amazing trifolds out there. They put all their work onto paper, they're ready to answer your questions and tell you all about their mission.
Our venture is about how to help kids focus in class without distracting the teacher by bringing in fidget toys to each classroom so they can sign it out, use them in class so they can stay focused and quiet without interrupting the teacher.
We started ordering fidget toys to bring to the classroom, buckets we're making, and getting started with that. Some skills I learned is to treat others the way that you want to be treated and to be respectful. I think it's important to help the community because then they can help you when you need it. The difference I want our youth venture to make is that we can show each other to give kindness out there, so then we'll get kindness back.
I am a champion for our youth venture group called Focus. We are at Longsjo Middle School, and our mission is to create fidget kits or bags that the students are going to present to the teachers, and then the teachers have them in their classrooms so that students who have a hard time focusing are getting their work done because they just need some moments to calm down and relax, can go to the teacher and ask them if they can sign out one of the fidgets. And in our goal, our hope is that it helps them get some work done and become better students overall because of it. The students have evolved over time 100% with their ability to communicate with adults. That to me is the biggest change I've seen in a lot of our students. Even tonight coming here, some of the students were a little bit nervous about having to talk to people that they don't know, but once they got into the moment, they are big smiles and they're ready to talk about what they have going on, and that's very impressive.
The name of our venture is Aspire, Seek, Knock, ASK for short, and our youth venture is basically about exploring the different types of religions within the world, not just Abrahamic religions, but religions in different cultures and such that, so the youth and adolescents around our age are able to widen their perspective on the world and how people see things, not just physically but philosophically as well.
The reason why our youth venture is important to me because I see a lot of my peers have a lot of biases and misconceived notions about certain religions, and I would like for them to have the opportunity to fix these biases and these misbeliefs about religions, and for them to be able to have different perspectives about certain topics.
At our school, we just want people to become more understanding and more kind to each other, because it is hard, especially when you're in high school. People aren't very nice to each other, and we just want that to change and that to become just the temperature of our school to get better.
I feel it helps people express who they really are, and it helps create a safe place to share your views.
The challenge we faced, honestly, starting up was very difficult because our youth venture is about religion, so that can be a touchy subject, and a lot of people might be wary of it when they first hear about it. So it's really difficult getting lots of people on board with our idea and showing them that we're different from a youth group or a church-based club. So yeah, that was a challenge.
Being in youth venture, I've learned the skills of communication, time management, and also being open-minded. As our youth venture seeks to include a lot of different people and their beliefs in one area, I've learned to be more accepting of other people's beliefs.
I've learned that it takes a lot of teamwork and communication, most of all, because we have 4 members, and although it seems like a tiny amount of people, it does take a lot of dedication and work, and it takes a lot of trust in each other.
I've learned a lot of communication, I've learned a lot of teamwork and sacrifice.
I think it's important to get involved within my community, especially because I'm such a young teen, and I think even as young kids, we still have a big impact on the community because of we're going to be the new generation, and we're going to soon be adults, so I think that it's important.
As the youth, we are the future of this world, so if we don't have the necessary communication skills and be able to healthily engage conflicting views, then we will have a very hard time in the future doing a lot of things that other people might disagree with.
Well, I'm part of the youth venture at Rheingold, and I chose to be a part of it because I thought if I helped the community, it would be a much better place for other people to enjoy. I have done a can drive. What we did with the canned goods is that we donated them to a pantry for people to have, and whoever brought in a can for humans would get 1 point, and whoever brought a can for animals would get 2 points. Well, what they got was they got an ice cream party and they also got extra recess. Well, it's important to help your school and community because, well, a lot of people don't have enough money to afford food for animals and people. So we thought that we should donate it to a pantry so then they can have it too.
Youth Venture gives students a voice, and it's really not teacher-driven or adult-driven. It's really focused on the kids and what their ambitions are and their interests are. And I think anything youth-led is more engaging, so I think it's an easy buy-in for the kids, but also it creates something where they can do it again and again and again. We've lost a lot of touch with community. I think especially with technology now, kids aren't out as much, and I think it gives the youth just a chance to be a part of that environment. It's not just for adults. It really is youth-led. That's where the interest is, and building that environment where kids want to be a part or have a voice in the city, especially Fitchburg. There's a lot of art and a lot of activities that they can use their voice for.
Our name is the Bully Busters, and we decided to do it because there's been a serious problem with bullying in our school and a lot of fights.
It's important to us because we see the problems in bullying and how it can impact others, and we've seen that research shows that a bunch of bullying cases can cause absence from school and sometimes can even cause suicide of other kids.
I wanted to help decrease bullying. When people are like rude to people, it's not good, and I don't like seeing that.
We've been doing this empathy game week so bullies can understand how it might make other people feel.
It's like where each day they do different challenges and like fun games to show like empathy to each other so they know how everyone is like different and stuff.
It makes me feel really happy because it makes other people feel good, and that makes me feel good.
It makes me feel at ease that we could help our school with the increase in bullying and try to decrease it and help out. We've heard that a bunch of kids from each grade have been doing the empathy game week and some kids have been feeling excitement with it and doing the different activities in the packet of the game week.
It makes me feel happy because I wanted to stop bullying for so long and now I'm doing it.
The Youth Venture program I was a part of, it was the Spooks. I really wanted to help animals since I was around 7. And when I heard of this group, I really wanted to join. I think it's important to help my community in school because if we get enough money, that means we could do more fun things in our school. If you work as a team, you can make big projects like we're doing right now. I feel happy when I make a difference in my community because since the community it needs to be a better place, and when I do these things and it makes a difference, I feel happy.
Our name of our venture is Recess Rescuers. The reason why we named this was because at our school, our blacktop, we noticed that the things that we used to play on was really messy, and we really wanted to paint it so some of the kids could play on it.
Right now at Rheingold, we are helping our blacktop in school outside to make fun activities for other people.
We decided to make Foursquare, Hopscotch, Candyland, Twister, basketball court, and tic-tac-toe. We came up with the design and painted it. And the students in our school were really surprised that we actually pulled it off.
It makes me feel like generous to do all this for my school and other future people that are coming to the school.
It made me feel really happy, generous, and excited. I think it's important because so we can make our school glimmer and feel happy.
My group decided to take a walk around our school to see if there was anything that we could see that needed improving, and they decided that a venture of beautifying Rheingold was going to be their venture for the semester. And they noticed that on our blacktop where there used to be some hopscotch and some Foursquare, it was all completely faded, and they were like, we can't play with these anymore, and we think that we and the kids who are coming to come after us would really appreciate to have something on our blacktop to play on and to just leave that legacy behind. So we did paint over some of the old faded things, and we also added some tic-tac-toe squares and a brand new hopscotch that was designed by one of our 3rd graders. I think Youth Venture is important in a school because I think kids need a sense of responsibility, and I feel like they are going to look at this for years to come and know that they did something really big and that they can leave something behind.